So, what's the latest project? Well, I I want to shoot more. I want to shoot more video of me blowing glass. Now, there's a couple problems I have with that blow glass blowing videos. One is the GoPro that I'm using right now has a tendency to die really quickly. It either runs out of battery or the camera overheats and shuts off. Now, the vast majority of the things I do take a considerable amount of time. The other thing is, I don't want to strap the GoPro to my head or to my chest, what have you, because shaky cam it makes everybody seasick. So as I thought about, I think I did do a couple test runs with my helmet with the camera on my head. And that doesn't work for a lot of reasons. One of them is the Dididium, or whatever, my glass blowing glasses that I'm using, that I'm literally taping to the front of the camera. If I do that while I'm moving around, they fall off. And I'm not buying $100 filter that's not going to work anyway. My glasses zip tied to the camera work just fine. So I contemplated. I have a tripod that's got an extension arm on it. I picked it up literally 40 years ago. But the problem is, where I'm working here, I have made myself like this little tiny cubby hole of space that doesn't facilitate a place to actually put a tripod. I could put the tripod behind me, but I have the same problem. I'm bumping into the tripod, it's in my way. Now, I watch a guy that refines gold, Street Tips, and I figured it out. He actually he uses an iPhone that he puts right in front of him, and he works around the iPhone. Well, there's no way in hell I'm doing that. Not with what I'm doing. And his videos are actually great. I love to watch him. His angles are very interesting. But I'm just not going to do that. So I'm contemplating doing one of two things. I've already thinned it down how I'm going to try the first one. The first one's going to be, I've got some wood here on the ceiling that I put up to hold some conduit, and my air lines and all that jazz are hung from the ceiling here. So I'm going to make a bracket. I'm going to make an L bracket to hang from the ceiling, and then I'm going to add a down stick, for the sake of argument. And I'm either going to mount put a place to mount one of my heads, or I'm going to, so there'll be a head mounted here, or I have this tripod. I have this little GorillaPod that's more than substantial enough to hold a GoPro. The biggest issue with the GoPro is the battery life on this GoPro sucks. So I'd actually like to make the mount a little bit more substantial. I don't feel like buying a new camera, so there's a problem too. So my Canon that I use, that one has a problem too, because even in manual focus it goes in and out of focus for no apparent reason. Like, I can set it at manual, I can set it on manual focus, and then if I run the camera for more than a half hour, sometimes it does it immediately. Even in manual focus, it'll fade in and out of focus. So that's the game plan. I'm gonna spare, because I'm already long-winded, and you've seen enough people cut wood, there's no reason for me to show the rest of of it, you know, me cutting wood and what have you. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna rough out the mount, or I'm gonna build the mount, and then I'm gonna install it, and then we'll see what happens. All right, because I'm a narcissist, let's go over what I built here. I kind of saved everybody the, obviously I'm using my iPhone for this. I kind of saved everybody from pretty much my design process. So let's take a look. Now, what I did here was I built this. Okay, this is just plywood. Okay, and I mounted it on the ceiling. I built a trolley, again, out of plywood. This is total ghetto, I understand it, but it works, right? So you can slide the trolley back and forth, so I can get a better view, and there's the arm. So I build an articulating arm here. Okay, sorry for the crappy angle. That's the best I can do with my iPhone. That's all I'm gonna do. So I built this trolley. It's kind of like half-ass beam trolley here. Now that I'm looking at it, I might move it, I might not, I might leave it right where it's at. So this arm articulates. I have, so it is kind of janky, I understand that, but you have to remember that I'm not doing trolley shots, you know, Michael Bay trolley shots or Spielberg, you know, I'm not doing any of that. This is a permanently mounted, this is going to be permanently mounted, and it's not going to be touched once the camera is in position. I don't have a whole lot of fans running. I think it should be fine. If it isn't fine, I can put spacers. I just ran bolts and nylock nuts through here to hold them in place. And like I said, once it's in position, it'll be in position. That's that. So I have this arm articulates. Now my hardware kind of stinks a little bit because what I had on hand was just some 1/4-inch nuts and some wing nuts. Now so I have to use a ratchet to tighten and loosen the nuts, but that's okay. The other thing I'm thinking about I may have to do is I may have to make this swivel. The camera itself does swivel also, so I can swivel it from here, but it only swivels in this plane. I'm thinking that after lunch, what I might do is take it back apart and put a swivel so it swivels in this plane, so the whole arm would move, so I could get a side shot if I wanted to. But this will move up, this articulates up and down, and then this articulates up and down, and then this articulates about that much, and that's all I can get out of it. This mount that I'm using here is just a spare GoPro mount that I had laying around. So I can adjust it this way, and then I can use the zoom on the camera to get a better shot. So we'll see how it goes. The other problem I have, and this is my problem, which I will figure out, is I'm having a little trouble, and you'll see in the as I'm working video. I didn't actually put this on. This video is purely a test. So I have to figure out how I'm gonna do this. The DM, actually a clamp might work just fine. The GoPro lens is so wide angle that even if any part of this is not right up against the lens, it catches this in it. So that's a problem. But other than that, it seems like it's working just fine. So far, I've only futzed with it for a couple minutes. Now, the other thing I can do, and the other thing I can do with this is I can put a light on here if I want. So I can have a light that if I needed it, which I don't actually need a light with this particular setup because I work in the daytime. I've got a big window here, that's why I have the window. I've got a light here and I have lights behind me. But if I was to need a light over my head, I could put a light here. Any kind of light, but I can add a light to this if I wanted to. So there you go. That's how I build an articulating camera mount for over my glass working bench. All right, we're recording. Now you have to excuse the noise of the fan because I need the fan. Now let's just do a real quick test run here and see what exactly we have going on. This is the first test run of my new camera mount. Yeah, it's the first test run of my new camera mount. And we'll see how well this works. I have the most peculiar feeling I'm going to cook something, but it is what it is. Alright. I've also used this thing as I was futzing with it. Came to realize that I could also use this mount here as a light if I needed if for whatever reason I needed to put another light in. No, I'm pretty. My lighting is actually not bad here. My old shop, my lighting was terrible. See, stringer brake. Yeah, that's like really wobbly. Now I'm definitely thinking that I'm gonna need to work on my exposure, which I have to figure out how to do. And once I put the filter on it, I don't want to put the filter on right now because I want to I don't want to put the filter on. Oh, I want to be able to take the camera off. I don't have the only other way to do it and mounting the camera is a little bit of a pain in the butt. I'm actually going to shoot a little video. My iPhone. Yeah, I'm picking my nose. Oh, that sucks. Didn't even really see me. This is even better. Thinking maybe I might move the camera back a little more. Might move the camera back a tiny bit more behind me so it's closer to being over my head. There we go. New camera angle.